Okay, so let us start our discussion, which is fourth numerical problem of my videos. Today we will learn about how to solve a numerical problem which is mainly based upon Bohr's atomic model. So here is our question. Imagine an atom made up of a proton and a hypothetical particle of double the mass of an electron, but having same charge as electron. Use Bohr's atomic model and consider all possible transitions of this hypothetical particle to the first excited state or level. What will the longest wavelength of photon that will be emitted? So here the question is, you have to imagine you have a atom who has a single proton, means this atom is just like hydrogen atom, and a hypothetical particle of double the mass of an electron, means the atom is made up of a proton and in place of electron it has another particle which has same charge as electron but double the mass of the electron, means your this hypothetical particle and proton, these two are the member of this atom, and this hypothetical particle has a mass double in comparison to the mass of electron, but it has same charge as in comparison to proton. So let us see our solution. So this given mass of the particle, that is our hypothetical particle, here I am writing it as m particle, which is our hypothetical particle. So this is equal to twice of m electron, that is mass of electron, as it is given in question, hypothetical particle of double the mass of an electron. So mass of hypothetical particle is equal to twice of mass of electron is equal to 2me. Here me is, this is the mass of electron. Next is lambda longest is equal to question mark. This is your question. What will the longest wavelength of the photon that will be emitted? So you have to find longest wavelength. Here lambda is indicating the wavelength. This is your question. So let us now find our solution one by one step. So from Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, as you know, this is the Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. This is the nucleus which is positively charged. So here is a proton and these are your orbits or energy level. These are also called orbits or energy level. So this is first orbit, n is equal to 1, and this orbit, this is your second orbit, n is equal to 2, and this is your third orbit, n is equal to 3. So here is your proton, this proton, and the hypothetical particle may be in any of these orbits. So energy of electron in nth orbit is given by, as if you will remember, the energy of electron in hydrogen atom is given by, this is the formula which is obtained from Bohr's model. So energy of electron in nth orbit, En, is equal to minus me, that is mass of electron, into e to the power 4. Here this e is the charge of electron, and this m base e is the mass of electron, divided by 8 epsilon naught square. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, into h square, h is Planck constant, into n square. Here n is your orbit, these orbits. So this is the equation which is obtained from Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, and this equation gives the energy of electron in nth orbit. So if you will place here n is equal to 1, you will get the energy of electron in this first orbit. If you will place here n is equal to 2, you will get the energy of electron in this second orbit. Similarly, you can find energy of electron in any orbit. So as given that here mass of particle is double to the electron mass, hence for the hypothetical particle, equation 1 becomes, by replacing me with 2me. So in our as you can see here, this was our first equation. So in our first equation, here we have me, but as it is given that the mass of the hypothetical particle is double the mass of the electron. So for this hypothetical particle and proton, we have to find equation similar to this. So all the properties of hypothetical particle are same as the electron, but only mass is double. So to find the equation for energy of hypothetical particle in orbit, we are replacing me by 2me in our equation 1. So in equation 1, we have placed 2me in place of me. So you get new equation, which is the equation for energy of hypothetical particle in orbit. En is equal to minus 2me e to the power 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square h square n square. This is your second equation. Now you know that energy will be released in form of photon when particle will jump from higher to lower energy level of atom, and that energy is given by, as you know that when an electron jumps from higher energy state, here we are writing as Ni. So Ni is our higher energy level. To the lower energy level, here we are using Nf. So Nf is our lower energy level. So when electron jumps from higher energy level to lower energy level, means if he will jump from n is equal to 3 to 2, or n is equal to 3 to 1, or n is equal to 2 to 1, or from any higher energy state, then energy will be released, and that energy is given by, or you can say that energy delta E will be equal to the energy difference between the two states. So here delta E is the energy released when the hypothetical particle will jump from higher to lower state. So delta E is equal to EI minus EF, where EI is energy of higher state and EF is energy of lower state. So if you will put here this equation in place EI plus I, so you will get 2me. Here in place of n, you will get Ni. So if you will put the value of EI and EF by using equation 2, then you will get delta E is equal to twice me e to the power 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square h square under bracket 1 upon nf square minus 1 upon ni square, when nf is the lower energy level and ni is the higher energy level. So this is the equation for energy that will be released when our hypothetical particle will make transition in atom. Means when the hypothetical particle will make transition from any, say, this state to this state, then this energy will be released. So now we have our energy. Also, since this energy will be released in the form of photon, so when the electron jumps from higher to lower energy, the energy is always released in form of photons, or you can say light. So delta E will be equal to energy of released photon. And you also know that energy of photon is given by E is equal to h nu, or you can write hc upon lambda, where nu is equal to c upon lambda. So as you know that this energy is being released when hypothetical particle jumps from higher to lower state, and this energy is in the form of photon. So this delta E will be equal to this. So by using 4 and 5 equation, you can write hc upon lambda is equal to delta E. So energy of photon will be equal to energy released when hypothetical particle jumps from higher to lower state. Thus, if you will put the value of delta E by using equation 3 in this equation, as you see that hc upon lambda is equal to delta E, therefore lambda will be equal to hc upon delta E. Now put the value of delta E using equation 3 here. So you will get hc upon twice me e to the power 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square h square under bracket 1 upon nf square minus ni square. So this is the equation which you have to use to calculate the wavelength of emitted photon in this equation. So this is your required equation, or you can say that working formula for this problem. So here, hence your equation for the solution is lambda longest is equal to, this is similar to the equation 5, lambda longest is equal to hc upon delta E is equal to hc to me e to the power 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught h square under bracket 1 upon nf square minus ni square. So this is your working formula. Now question was to find the longest emitted wavelength, means this is your unknown quantity which you have to find for the transition to first excited state. As is was given, you have to find lambda longest for the transition to the first excited state. So second orbit is known as the first excited state, means first excited state means n is equal to 2. For longest wavelength, the energy released should be minimum, as energy and wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. So now you know that the transition is going to n is equal to 2, means your final state will be n is equal to 2. And the longest wavelength, the energy released should be minimum. So when energy is minimum, wavelength will be maximum, that is longest wavelength. So as you have to calculate the longest wavelength, so you have to put a condition that energy should be minimum in this transition. So the transition to second orbit with minimum energy will be from 3 to 2, that is third to second orbit. So when your hypothetical particle will make a transition from third to second orbit, then the energy released will be minimum. So this is your initial position, that is third orbit of hypothetical particle, and this is your final position, that is second orbit of hypothetical particle. So hypothetical particle is making a transition from third to second orbit. Thus here for this problem we get Ni, that is your higher energy level, this is your Ni is equal to 3, and Nf, this is your lower energy level, N is equal to 2. Now put the value of Hc epsilon naught E M E N I N F in equation 6. So in equation 6, to find lambda longest, you have to put the value of H, that is Planck constant, C velocity of light, me mass of electron, E charge of electron, epsilon naught, that is permittivity of free space, H Planck's constant, NF is your final state, or you can say lower energy state, and Ni, this is your initial or higher energy state. So put all these value, you will get lambda longest. So here, as you know that h, the value of Planck constant is 6.626 10 to minus 34, c is 3 into 10 to the power 8, epsilon naught is 8 into 8.854 into 10 to minus 12, e is 1.6 10 to minus 19, and m is 9.1 into 10 to minus 31, ni is 3 and f is 2. So putting all these values in your equation 6, you will get lambda longest is equal to 3.495 into 10 to the minus 7. So this is the correct answer. Thank you and have a nice day. If you have any question, confusion regarding any topic, please tell me in comment. I will try to help you in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day.